My people, hello and welcome to Z's Takes. Nothing hot or cold, just my takes on life, pop culture, music, history, and more. And if you don't mind, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you don't want to, tell me why. It's engagement either way. So today, we're going to be talking about Filmore, an early 2000s Disney cartoon starring Orlando Brown. And you're probably like, what the is Filmore? But I promise you gonna remember when I play this.
You played me for a sucker, Penny. I'm not going out like that. Not for you. Not anymore. Be at HQ first thing in the morning. Don't make me come get you. And one last thing, baby. That chicken was dry. Real dry.
Okay, now that I've wiped some cobwebs from your brain, let's talk about Filmore since no one wants to. Picture it. It's 2002. You got your bowl of Frosted Flakes sitting on the floor because your mama said you better not waste no milk on her couch. And there he is, Filmore. Full name, Cornelius Filmore. A former juvenile delinquent turned spy patrolling the halls of the inner city, really suburban, ex-middle school. Filmore is a cartoon that's supposed to be a parody of the 70s, 80s cop drama. So think Miami Vice, Magnum PI, LA Confidential. So the references and jokes are supposed to be intergenerational, but still childish enough for a Saturday morning cartoon. The show aired from September 2002 to January 2004. It features some iconic voice actors such as Tara Strong, Holland Taylor, Debbie Derryberry, who was the voice of Jimmy Neutron, Raven Simone, Josh Peck, and even Steve Carroll. The show became a hit, getting a 7.8 out of 10 in its first season, and was dubbed the CSI for kids. Along with its campy appeal, nostalgic references, stellar vocal performances, and somewhat gritty storylines, Cornelius Filmore was one of the few black lead cartoon characters on TV. And for someone like me, growing up in St. Louis in the inner city, I felt seen, heard, and represented.
It is none. It is none. They canceled Static Shock. Nobody remember Filmore. Like, we don't got The only other black character is this weird ass. Oh no, they killed Chef in South Park.
Oh yeah.
So we don't have So I said, that. We about to make this black, and he ain't got no guns. He ain't shoot basketball, and he a goober, and we gonna put him on TV. And he's the lead character.
In the late 90s and early 2000s, you had a plethora of side black characters on cartoons, as well as black coded characters. However, when it came to black main cartoon characters, and I'm talking about black characters who aren't the sidekick, the joke, the athlete, the cool kid, no, a fully actualized character who we see on the screen for majority of the time, you really only had four. Virgil, aka Static Shock, Penny Proud, Lil Bill, and Filmore. A March 2018 article titled "Why is it so important for kids to see diverse TV and movie characters" found that in a sample size of 1,500 cartoon characters, only 5.6% was black. And when you tally up all the cartoons across Disney, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, PBS, black main cartoon characters only accounted for 0.27%. So what does it mean having a black main character? Was Vince, Susie, Libby, Gerald, and number 5 not good enough? No, that's not what I'm saying. These characters are often portrayed with personality traits or ideas that we already knew or have already been described to us as black characteristics, like being good at sports, being cool, being sassy, being the tough guy and girl. But what we saw with Virgil, Penny, Lil Bill, and Filmore were characters who were not only cool, but they made mistakes. We watched these characters overcome challenges, fall in love, learn new things, mature, and we saw them as individuals who did not need the support of a white character to be seen. They're the whole reason for the show's existence. If you take Penny Proud out of the show, you ain't got no Proud family. If you take out Virgil, there's no Static Shock. And if you take out Cornelius Filmore, then there's no show. So why doesn't anyone talk about Filmore? Filmore showcased a diverse cast of characters, featured fast-paced action and intuitive mystery plots, that encouraged its audience to engage in critical thinking skills and highlights the universal message that humans aren't infallible. We sometimes make mistakes or do bad things for a number of reasons, but that doesn't mean that we can't illustrate grace and empathy towards ourselves and to other people. Outside of the cult followings and Reddit boards, why doesn't anyone talk about Filmore? Why hasn't the push for one more season been fulfilled? Why hasn't it been added to Disney Plus or any other streaming services? Was it because Orlando Brown went crazy?
I told you in the first interview. I mean, she gave me, and then I gave her some.
Maybe, but we don't really know. As stated before, Fillmore's first season rating was a 7.8 out of 10, which is pretty good, and the show became popular among kids and adults. When you look at the message boards from the time period, there's no doubt about it. Fillmore was that show, but its second season wasn't really that good, dropping to a 7.2 out of 10, and Fillmore began to lose its steam. Stephanie M. of The Artifice wrote that Scott M. Gimple, who's the director of the show, and others acknowledged the show was canceled well before its time. But they also acknowledged that a cop show format and the pop culture references were probably too grown up for the target audience. Failing that, a lot of the references and humor may have flown over the kids' heads because of the generations. Additionally, Fillmore was the only show of its kind on ABC or Disney, and none like it have been seen on these programs since. Outside of the niche, there simply wasn't a market for a kid and family-friendly cop crime show, particularly an animated one. Unfortunately, the show was canceled and forced into a cycle of Toon Disney and Jetix reruns until 2009. It made a small resurgence in 2018, but it is yet to be featured on Disney Plus. There are no streaming platforms that show episodes outside of iTunes Germany and Disney Plus in the UK and Ireland. You can watch a few episodes on YouTube, and I'll link the playlist in the description box below. The Reddit gurus blame Disney's switch from Saturday morning block to live action shows as a reason for Fillmore's cancellations. Others think that the references weren't hitting like they used to, and kids would soon get tired of the same crimes. Orlando Brown went on to do Proud Family and That's So Raven, so that could be a reason. Despite its cult following, it may not have been as big as a hit as Disney would have wanted financially. These are all speculations that were never confirmed or denied by Disney or the writers of Filmore. But one thing is for sure, and let me say this, watching Filmore as a kid was what I needed. I loved watching Law and Order with my dad, so to have a kid version of that show come on my screen every Saturday morning was the best feeling in the world. Hearing some of my friends say disco if they figured out something in class or got an idea spoke to the impact of Filmore. Filmore pushed my curiosity and made being a good kid cool. I wasn't the best kid in school when it came to behavior, and like Filmore, I was a juvenile delinquent to a certain extent. But to see a kid who looked like me turn his life around, make friends, have adventures, protect the halls of his school had an influence on me to do better and be better. And I'll always be grateful for that. So, this has been Z's Takes. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to watch episodes of Filmore, click the link in the box below and to watch some. And I'll catch y'all later. Peace and blessings.
Filmore, I'm on it.